Hey folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 7th of October 2019. And we're just going to run through the trades that we had a look at in the last symposium, and then we are going to have a look for more. And I'm going to do this pretty quick, so if it's too quick, just simply pause it or slow it down using one of those Google plugins, and just take it at your own pace. This is the name of the plugin that I use with Chrome. It's called YouTube Playback Speed Control. It's a super sweet utility that enables you to speed up and slow down YouTube videos. So if something's being said a little bit too slow and you want it to kind of speed up a little bit, you can click on the arrow to the right and it'll jump up the speed to 1.25 or 1.5, or if something's going a little bit too fast, you can also slow it down. So I highly recommend that you check this out. Also for my material if I'm going too quickly, but also for other material that you find interesting. Just generally a really interesting utility there. Cool. Okay, well, let's have a look at the first chart. This is the dollar Swiss franc. We had a look at this area, the 99.30. Price poked to it, and right now we've already had a really nice bounce off that area, so that's super. Okay, and this is an area that we identified based on what it was able to accomplish historically. Okay, so interesting area. We have this one here. It's a EURUSD, and if we have a look at this, you want to find those areas that have had shown resistance or support in the past, and then find the areas that have consumed those areas. Okay, so if we have a look at this, we can see we had something up in this area. We had like a test, a lower test. So here we had something reacting at the parent and then the child down here. Let's draw some rectangles so we can look. Let's just do this wick here so you can focus on the children areas. So we have this one. This area is the one that kind of cut through it. The origin of the move that cut through is here, and so we identified this area down here. It's still yet to be tested, so that one's still in play. And we have this one up here, which the software identified, which was pretty interesting. And you can see this is pretty clear, maybe not on this time frame, but on the smaller time frame, where we had price tested, big test, tested, we accumulated or distributed liquidity to drive price lower, and we cut through, and the origin of that move started here. Okay, you know what, we're just gonna draw that in so it's clearer. So we have from the lows to the low. Okay, tested, boom, went through, accumulated, and then dropped. So the area that did that is this one here, and the software told us about that. This is where price came to. We were having a pretty nice reaction there. So that was a pretty cool area there on the euro US dollar. We have to look at the Aussie American dollar. What we want to see, you can see that we've had something down here going on for a while. Low. There's something in here. There's probably something historical back here. Let's have a look at that later. But you can see that we have price that's moving north for the time being. So we had, I can see it, this area here. Tested once, tested twice, and now the origin of the move that cut through it is down here. So this is still untested. Here we have a really nice strong area, but I don't like this. I mean, this is a pretty decent looking area, but I don't like that all of this stuff is below it. I would expect price to come down to a clearer area. And I think this one down here is pretty okay. And within this one, as a matter of fact, we have a smaller area of demand from here to here. Do twice the size of that, so we get the whole area in, and which brings it down to here. You know, I'll just delete that one. I'll put it at this. So the 67.07, it's a pretty interesting area. What else do we have? We had something in here. We'll have a look at that now to see what it is, because we can't see it on this time frame. Let's go to the 5 minute. If I can find that. So here it is. With the continuation pattern, it's cut through. Oops. Let me change time frames to delete all the used areas. Okay, so we had this tested. The area that did it is the origin of the green candle. You could even go to the highs of the green candle to the left. So bring it like this. And our attention is kind of a big one because we have all of these levels. So price tested this. Okay, we have to do this carefully now because we have to find the proper entry. So if we focus on this one, we have parent, continuation pattern, we have another one here, we have a child, and so I would feel inclined to do something like this, like that. Price tested it, now it's gone. What area cut through it? Well, the area that cut through it's a little bit difficult to see here. We had the closes, they originated from this kind of swing here, but I mean this is not a nice area because price has already been back to this price point numerous times. We've been here, here. We have the only one I think looks interesting is this one down here. Okay, so we could take this, we can move it down. I'd probably mark off the whole area like this. I'm looking at this one here. Well, I'd just say yummy yum, and I would put it like that because I really like the way this one looks. It's just a very nice area, and we'll leave that on there. Then we have wait a minute. I should not get my. Then we have this one here, just here, which has been tested. Is this the one that I've been? Yeah. So this one's still on there, and the origin of the move that cut through it is around here, which is why I have this one on here, 2 times the size, like that, which explains that rectangle. And price has not been back there yet, so this one is gone. We'll remove it, and then I mean this is what we have. Okay, on these time frames, let's go to the hourly so we have more clarity. Yeah, we have this one here, we have this one below. As I mentioned, I don't like this one that much because of what we can see, but I do prefer this one here because this is the one where price came back and moved through. This is kind of the slingshot that was pulled back and then released. So you could even argue, well, why don't we take this one here times 2, maybe around like that, which is accumulation, tested once, tested twice. The slingshot was pulled back and then it went up, and this is at the 6700 area. So that's interesting to watch on the American dollar, sorry, the Australian dollar, American dollar. If we have a look at the daily flows, here we're bouncing off of this monthly demand. So we can expect maybe a little pull higher, but I wouldn't count on that continuing for too long. Okay, dollar CAD. We have this one here. I took most of this off except for a micro lot. Got about 40 pips out of that one. And it just is not moving as much as I want, and we have a school holiday today, so I don't have a lot of time to babysit trade. So I just got the risk off of this last piece and took the majority of the position off, and I'm just going to leave this and see what happens. And I'm going to put my target here. It's a very conservative target, but that yeah, we'll see. If price doesn't stop me out at break even, then let's see if price doesn't get back down there. We have this little area here as well. Continuation pattern has been tested, so price has to push through this before we can again sell at supply that consumed this demand here. Go to the dollar yen. Still haven't reached this area here. We haven't reached this area here, so price is kind of moving sideways there for the time being. Intraday, let's have a look. Come on. Yes, we had this one here, tested once, went through it, and it left. The origin of that move is up here somewhere, so maybe 2 times that, so we can mark it off of that. It's kind of the edge of this 4-hour area. And below price we have that nice area. Yeah, this is very beautiful how price kind of went up, came down, left, slingshots, pull back, and then it's released. And this probably consumes something. So we'll mark off the high there, and then we'll go back. There it is. So we had this. Okay, so we had this. We had parent. We had the child down here. So if we just take the deepest pullback since the release. We have it here, around there. You could do it there. Let's just put it like that. Now this one is gone, and the origin of the move that did that is, where is that? We can't really see it on this time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, and it's kind of here. I mean, I say origin, it's like a swing. Okay, so we have an area here. Price comes up, comes down. We have a swing, and then it cuts through. So I want to look for the swing, because this is a major turning point in price. This is price reacting at demand down here, and you can see we have a small one here. How price came up, went down. The slingshot was pulled back, and it released north. But the bottom of the bottom of the slingshot is here. And price is testing this currently, and it looks like we're having a bit of a bounce. But price did manage to bounce to this area here if we mark it off. So that's pretty ugly. Let's find like a wick. So if we look at this here, so we can see here. So we had this candle closed above this one, so it'd go like this from the low of this candle to this candle. So this is what we'd be looking at. Price had a bounce there, which is quite nice. It went up, and now this is pretty much gone. The origin, the one that did that, took it out. We can just do this and move that over here, like so. So this is what we're looking at there. So I'll remove this 4 hour. This is what we're looking at to sell, just there. Because this one's gone, this is cleared out. Opposing demand. We have something down here. We have this area down here, but there's something. We're definitely going to have a bit of a bounce somewhere in here, I'd say. And risk reward wise, I mean, there's pretty nice distance until there. So your entry would be here at the 107.68, 70ish, and the target would be at opposing demand down here. The Aussie CAD. Oh, we had a really nice bounce on these this 4 hour area, these vanilla Pipnotic areas. Established, bounced. Now we're turning around. We still have this one here, and this one is responsible for taking out some stuff around here. It's difficult to see on this time frame, but let's go up like that. Okay, now it's gone. The area that did it, this one pushed away. This is a pretty clear continuation pattern here, so that could be interesting. But this stuff I don't like that much. It's pretty kind of, there are no strong moves, and so I would certainly be looking for a stronger area. We have something down here as well. I mean, this is quite nice because price went up, slingshot, dump, and it flew up. Let's remove both of those. So I'd probably be looking something like this. It's about something like that. I'd say something like that. Looks interesting, the 89.30. So I'll see if price manages to get there. We also have this one here, which looks pretty interesting as well. This is kind of the one that's responsible for consuming the supply. The origin, you want to look for the pullback, the liquidity that's required to remove it. So when price pulled back to this area, we had a very clear swing. So price was pushed lower. We found buys, and from this point, it cut through this area. So this is where my entry would go. This is just a continuation pattern. It's closer to the top. It's too close to the opposing supply, so I'd be careful with this. Okay, Aussie, Franc, we had this one here. Price came close to this area, which was tested before. We wouldn't have got in because we're looking for at least the high of the previous test, which is here. So the beginning of the sell zone starts from the 67, 69 area. Didn't get there. Price is moving away. We do have this one down here. That's a nice continuation pattern. This is interesting to us because we had this. So one test, two tests, and this is like a really nice accumulation, and then a big pop through. And this is supply because it consumed demand here very clearly. So this is what we're looking at here. And this one's gone, and the area that did it is this one here. Okay, that's gone. This is the area that's in play. So wait and see what happens there. Looking at the daily chart, and price is wriggling lower. So careful, because we have a pretty clear push lower. If we look at this, then we look at this. We have something in here, pretty clear. Let's go down to the 1 hour and see what it is. There it is. So we have here to here, tests, all these tests, and it's gone. The area that did it is where? Well, the area did, it's going to be tough to see, as you can see. So it's gone. Okay, the area that did it, let's move this. It looks like it's here, like this one here. This is a candle left that moved towards it and came back. So we go like that, 2 times that. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so we tested once and we're testing twice, so that's still holding. Price, we had this price level first, and we had this price level, which went a little bit deeper. So the beginning of the buy zone is the 66.50-ish area. And yeah, so that's what we have there. Good. Let's go to the Aussie Japanese Yen. So we're still waiting for price to poke up to here. This was interesting to us because we had lots of tests. The area that removed it is this one. So that's where our entry is going to be. Price has not been there yet. Okay, we have, go up a time frame. Okay, so we have this here. Okay, so we have this here. It's removed micro demand. The demand was here. This removed it. Tested once. And it was removed entirely from here. So this, 2 times the size. Did price get there? No, it didn't quite get there. So the 7164, we could look at that for a potential trade back on the 4-hour. And on the 4-hour, you can see clearly here that we have a parent-child relationship. Okay. This candle closed above this one. This is within the range of this one. This one closed above. So you would probably do something like that, and you put it down to the low, which is something like that. Okay. That looks pretty interesting there, I'd say. Wait and see what happens. Aussie, Singapore. This one's being tested a lot. This one is tested. For the time being, there's not a lot to do on this pair unless we go to the really tiny time frames. Then there's always something to do, but I couldn't be bothered. We'll leave it at this. This is what we have. There's nothing to do. This is our a price point that we might have a bit of a bounce. Why this one? Because price was here. Okay. Before we do that, we had this. Tested, removed the origin of the move that took this one out. This is the origin. It left. So we move this up to here. Now this one's gone. What area did it? The origin of that move. The origin of that move is down here somewhere. If we go like this and have a look on like the 15-minute chart, you can have a closer look. We had this nice push away. So this is actually the one that removed it. Here, it's been tested. That's still in play, but there's a lot of this going on. Looking lower, I like this. This could also do with another test, I'd say. So we can keep an eye on that and see what happens. Just looking at the way it reacted, price reacted once it was there last time. So it could certainly handle another test. But don't buy it for a price any more expensive than the deepest pullback. Okay, so we have this one, then we have this one. On that, the dollar, Singaporean dollar. So we had this one that was marked off, I can see. Let's see why. Okay, so we had this area. Had that. It's gone. The area that did it is the one that we marked off here. Okay, that worked well. We had 1, 2, 3, and then 4 bounces. Went into the parent. This is the child. It went into the parent, and this is where it was strong enough to gap higher. Currently, we have this area of supply that's above price. I like that one because we had this really, let me put this on. Yeah, we had this really nice, we had like a few levels on top of each other here. We had this one, which is gone, and we had this one here, which is gone. Oops. There, which is gone. The area that did it is this one. So move. I get this one, we'll move it over here. Remove that. Is this one still there? It's not, it's gone. What area did it? This area here. The beginning of the sell zone is there. Oops, wrong thing. Here, right there. So this is where we can start to sell and we can continue higher. Okay, also this is a really nice area up here. This is just a really nice release. So from here to here-ish. I like that quite a lot. What's the major flows doing? Yeah, we're certainly breaking higher. We have this here. We had this here, which is gone. What area did it? This one right there. It's a great area to sell right there. You know what? That's a longer term trade. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to plop that bad boy in there. We have holiday these next 2 weeks, so we're going to Lombok tomorrow for 4 days. Be nice. We rented a small spot on the south coast of Lombok, like 10 minutes from a town called Kuta. And Lombok's pretty nice. I suppose you could consider it Bali 20 years ago, still underdeveloped. So we look very much forward to seeing that. So we'll be there for about 4 days, and I'll have my computer, so I'll be trading a little bit and doing webinars, and then we're coming back, and then we have next week we have friends visiting from Copenhagen, so that'll be really cool. But I'll certainly be around. So 140.40, selling 140, 40, 41. I'll put it at 4,200 stop. Have no idea if we'll get there. It's pretty far away. Auto trading, good. Let's put it in there. Nice. So that's there. So we'll have to see. Good end target right there. Yeah, so that's what we have there. Okay. This is pretty interesting. I like that very much. So keep your eyes on that one. We'll probably have a bit of a bounce there. And we also have this one up here, which is nice on this time frame. Just here. This could we have a lot of parents and children here. Okay, so we had this child. It's gone, and this one did it. 2 times the size. The price is not up there yet. It's a pretty good area. The 38.97, so the 3900. Pretty small stop. So I like that. I like that a lot actually. We have this one here as well, which is responsible for the stuff we just looked at. So yeah, lots going on there. So let's have a look at one more. Let's do the pound American dollar. Oh wow, I like that a lot right there. And the reason I do is because, sorry, zoom out. We had this. Tested, gone. What area did it? This one. So short in here. Right there, that's a nice area. We've got that. That looks nice. I like that very much. And below price, what do we have? Well, there's not a lot. Let's just have a look. Okay, so we want to find those responsible areas. Yeah, we can see. I can see here. Right there. Price cut through at the origin. The high of the accumulation candle, we didn't get there. Here we got to it. Which is here. We have these 2 levels. Okay, we also have this one down here, which is responsible for, this one's responsible for removing this. Okay, let's do this properly. No cheating. We had this. It's gone. The area that did it is up here. That's gone. The area that did that is here. So 2 times the size at the edge of this daily area. So this looks interesting as well. Down here, the 12100 area looks pretty good. You know, let's do one more. Let's do Bitcoin. See, this thing is falling. So it's just gnawing on this daily demand. We spoke about this many times in the past. I think it's going to keep falling down to fair value, and it's not around there. It's way too expensive currently. So if we have a look in the 4-hour, actually on the daily, this is clear. You see, we had this area tested many times. No, it's gone. What area did it? Was something up here. We have the high of that candle that left. High of this one that left, because the close of this one is not within range of the previous. So we'll do, it's kind of a tough one, just do something like this maybe. Okay, so that's interesting there. Place to sell from the $10,076, and price is wriggling off there. Let's have a look down here. So let's mark this one off, then we'll go to the hourly. We're going to refine this one. We want to find the real ones. Okay, so there's no demand. There's no demand here. There's not a lot of demand there. Yeah, see, this is what I like down here. What's this area? The 40, about the 41, 100-ish, 41 to 43. I like that down there. Okay, but there's no reason to buy. So by looking at this, we can move this over from here to about here. This is what we have there. Okay. Sell Bitcoin. If we have a look at some micro areas within these, we can get a little bit more precise. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. Okay, so we have this. And what did this one do? What did it do? It took out this one. We're doing it in the wrong order, which is no good. So we have this. Tested, gone. The origin of it is the one here, the one where the slingshot was pulled back. You could actually go like that because the slingshot was pulled back. Takes us to the lower level. So we see it. Oh. Okay, so we'll go back here. See, now this one's gone, and the area that did it is the one that we're looking at right there. So you could sell Bitcoin there at the 9,446 and 37 cents around there. Looking lower, we had this. We had this. Had something in here. It's gone. What did it? This did it. Is it gone? Not quite. Pretty close. But the area that did it is this. This is the origin of it. 2 times that. So up here. Came close. Came close. But we have this liquidity void here. Excuse me, which makes me a little bit nervous. I would expect price to work its way through this and back up to the volume, which is here. But we'll have to wait and see. Cool, I'll leave it at that. 30 minutes. I know these are long. Sorry for that, but I hope they're giving you value. If not, send some rants in the chat room and I'll address it in future videos. Thanks so much for watching.